Welcome back. No government grants were used to secure an exclusive deal with pop star Lady Gaga, who will make Singapore the only Asian stop for her Mayhem World Tour. Singapore Culture, Community and Youth Minister Edwin Tong was replying to a query in Parliament on whether the government had provided financial help. 14-time Grammy winner Lady Gaga will perform for 4 nights at the National Stadium in May.
So the event arrangements for the Lady Gaga concerts that will be held in Singapore in May, or that will be scheduled for May, were handled directly by Kallang Alive Sport Management, or CASM. They negotiated directly with the artist and her team, including Live Nation. No government grants were given to secure this event. This was a purely commercial arrangement between the artist and the venue, and an agreement was entered into.
Lady Gaga last performed in Singapore in 2012. Singapore sports hub operator Kallang Alive Sport Management says this time more than 200,000 local and overseas fans are expected here. Tickets will be on sale from 18th of March. And last year, Singapore also bagged exclusive rights in the region to host Taylor Swift's Eras World Tour. More than 300,000 tickets were sold over 6 days, with nearly a third of concert attendees coming from overseas. Analysts estimated that the Taylor Swift concerts could have added as much as $400 million to Singapore's economy last year. And one economist says Lady Gaga could have similar impact.
In terms of the monetary term, we can say it. Each show, 30,000 visitors, and roughly each of them spend, say, 3 days in Singapore, depending on where they come from. So you have 4 shows, 120,000, multiplied by 1,005 for their stay. That's already very conservatively 200 million Sing dollars.
And Minister of State for Culture, Community and Youth Alvin Tan is still with us. Mr. Tan, it's hard to tell for now if Lady Gaga is more popular than Taylor Swift. But how is this news significant for Singapore and Sports Hub?
Yes, well, Shahida, I think we're all looking forward to it. It's good news on a Monday. And this is a big win. It's a big win for Singapore. It's a big win for CASM. It's a big win for our Sports Hub. It also underscores Singapore's ability to attract marquee acts into Singapore, ability to execute that with quality, high quality, and that's why these acts have chosen Singapore. But since we've brought the Sports Hub back here, it's not just marquee concerts. It's also using the Sports Hub for community events, for sports, the 2 events that I mentioned earlier on, but also community events such as Harmony Fiesta, and also the National School Games. So we're bringing vibrancy back to the Sports Hub, and it's not just for marquee acts, it's also for the community.
All right, and the community is looking forward to these acts for sure.
Very much so.
You mentioned earlier that social cohesion is a key strength for Singapore. The demographics of Singapore population, they're constantly evolving. How are we ensuring that social cohesion remains core to Singapore identity?
Shahida, I mentioned earlier on that it's not just the economic miracle that Singapore is, it's the social miracle. And at every single aspect, we need to preserve it. We talked earlier about in Parliament about the local-foreign divide and also about the AFA to strengthen integration to foreign professionals. We talked also about the International Conference on Cohesive Societies to bring together racial and religious harmony. All of these are important platforms to preserve that social cohesion that we so cherish and we so want to bring forward to SG 100.
It is an important year for Singapore, Mr. Tan, SG 100, but this year it is SG 60, and we're seeing these efforts to preserve and build on Singapore's identity for future generations. But really, what does this milestone mean for Singapore and its people?
This milestone, SG 60, is an opportunity for us to look back on where we've come, 6 decades journeying from third world to first, and also looking at our social compact, our social cohesion. It's about enabling all of our Singaporeans to be able to be the best versions of themselves. That's the Forward Singapore Compact. And it's also allowing for Singaporeans to use their gifts that they've been given, and also the calling that they've been called to use that to the biggest effect to serve Singapore, to serve the community, and to serve the wider region.
Mr. Tan, we appreciate your insights. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. That was Minister of State for Culture, Community and Youth, Alvin Tan.